certainly am, and we have got something special lined up for you in this segment now. Now, if there's one thing you can all agree on with me, it's that after a month of fasting, there's nothing better than enjoying a delicious home-cooked meal with family and friends. So, the best part of it is that today, I'm going to give you the tools to create those mouth-watering dishes yourself. No need to leave it to the professionals when you can do it right in your own kitchen at home. The weather is perfect. You can start out and become a seasonal pro. It always happens to me. Every summer I suddenly become a seasonal pro in the kitchen, and then the summer starts going and the takeouts start coming. I don't know about you, I'm just one of those people that doesn't like cooking in the winter. So grab your ingredients, get ready, and let's dive straight into the cooking segment. And who better to guide us than the amazing Chef Petrina. She's here with a recipe that's sure to elevate your cooking game. King prawns and mixed vegetable lettuce wraps. I can't wait to see how it's done. Let's go. Chef Petrina, what are you doing today?
I'm doing something that you can prepare easily at home and eat it, especially we are getting into the warmer months. It's warmer. We're maybe a bit tired and don't really want to cook a lot. This is something you can prepare and eat as either a starter or a main dish. So it's called king prawns. With me, you know, I love my vegetables, so it's going to be more mixed vegetables with the king prawns and then wrapped in a lettuce. The lettuce I've chosen is, you can either choose a romaine lettuce or the baby gem lettuce. So today I'm actually using the baby gem lettuce. The romaine lettuce is much larger, so it all depends on you as well. So I've got the lettuce here like that, just lift up. Basically, the baby gem lettuce comes like that. You just have to peel it off. Now, when you peel it off, it comes like that. And you just need to be careful. There are some leaves, maybe there might be like a hole like that. So this is not the leaf you want to use. But you can still use it to eat it, but not as a wrap, because the ingredient's going to fall off otherwise. Okay. Now, because all these are like more or less raw, I'm just using gloves as well for more hygiene. So I've got my king prawns here. It's already cooked. You can get the ones which are not cooked if you want to as well. Prawns don't take a long time to cook, so it's going to take maybe like a minute if you get the non-cooked prawns as well. And I am going to add something that most people don't add, which is avocado. I've got a huge avocado here. So I actually tried one. You need to get the one which is slightly ripe, so if you press it, it's quite soft, sort of like softest. And I've actually this is actually one avocado, one of these. Why it's quite soft? So you don't really have to mash it properly. So instead of buying your own guacamole, you can actually make your own. This is just avocado, mashed up already. And I've got mint leaves here, which I'm going to add to the end. I've got a lime as well, lime juice. I've got 3 tablespoons of olive oil in this pan. I've got a bit of coconut oil just in case we need it, but I'm quite sure we don't. And we've got a bit of balsamic vinegar, if you want a bit soury taste, and a bit of paprika, turmeric, and sea salt here. I've got 2 little peppers, different colors. You know I love my colors. I've got a bit of chili here, tomatoes just to keep it a bit moist, and carrots, cucumber, spring onions, and a bit of tomato sauce, and shallots and garlic. And I've also got this, which is the aubergine, which I'm going to cook as well. So you're going to have some of it which is raw and some of it cooked. So the aubergine, I'm going to cut it slightly first because that takes a while to cook. You just get rid of that and basically slice it really fine as you can, so that it cooks faster. Probably about half of this will do. Okay. So just have to slice it really fine. Aubergine, as you can see, it's purple. So purple is normally good for antioxidants, for the eyes as well. So always try to eat as many varied colored vegetables as you can while you're preparing any meals itself. So that's the aubergine, or half the aubergine sliced. And you've noticed I don't peel the skin as well, because the skin, there are lots of nutrients just under the skin. I'm going to cut these shallots as well. Again, very finely cut so that it cooks. while I'm cutting, I'm actually going to switch on this stove. Yes, here we go, left. And just on sort of like medium heat, number 4 or 5 on the stove, electric stove. That's it. Okay, so I'm just going to cut all this. I've got garlic here as well, just going to chop it really finely. Okay, more shallots. Shallots adds flavor to it. You can also use red onions if you want to or prefer to. Or you can add both, basically. So shallots, onions, garlic, and the aubergines will be going into the pan shortly to cook. So this is a dish where you can cook the ingredients first and then do the wraps later when you're about to eat as well, so that you can also save time and enjoy the warmer months, not having to be, slaving in the kitchen all the time, preparing delicious and nutritious food. Okay, so that's it. The pan, just wait for it to heat up slightly more. Just gonna chop these onions or shallots slightly more finely. More garlic. Garlic, onions, shallots, they're all good for immune system as well. And it helps to clear any phlegm if you've got any colds or flus and any sort of other, runny nose. Okay. So the pan looks like it's slightly heated up now, so I'm just going to add this in, the shallots. Okay. Okay. So leave that in, set it all in, cook it really gently. Okay, so it's all there. Let's cover this pot. And I'm going to cut the cucumber now. Cucumber, just get rid of the ends and just, again, slice it really finely. Cucumber is going to be eaten raw anyway, so. And again, with the skin as well. The skin is mainly, has all the nutrients just under the skin, so you don't really want to get rid of it. Just lengthwise like this. Cut a little bit of this end off, and the rest is just lengthwise. Okay, the lengthwise makes it easier to actually put on the lettuce wraps itself. So either half a large cucumber or one of these medium-sized ones will be more than enough. If you like more cucumber, then obviously add more cucumber. The cucumber just to add the moisture as well, so that the dish is not too dry. So it's all lengthwise like this. There, the cucumber's done. And I'm going to cut the yellow pepper now. Again, yellow pepper, just cut it sort of like lengthwise so that it fits nicely into the wrap. Okay. I'm someone who doesn't like waste, so you can eat all the skin and the seeds and everything, so it's really easy to be done as well. I'm going to cut the little red pepper now. These peppers are small, so they're going to add a bit of sweetness to the meal as well. Okay. Okay, so you can see all the colors slowly coming. I'm going to do the spring onions. The spring onions, as you know, I normally try to get the ones with the roots itself, so you can actually reuse them. So all I'm going to do is just cut it into this container using a scissors. You can use a knife if you want to, but I just prefer using a scissors. It's so much easier. So just chop it finely like that. So about 2 or 3 of these spring onions is plenty. Okay. Same with the chilies. I've got 2 chilies, red chilies here. Again, you can just cut it really finely with the scissors. It's a lot easier. There you go. Chilies are optional. If you don't want it to be too hot, then you can omit it. So let's check on the aubergine, the shallots, and the garlic's cooking quite nicely here. Reduce the heat slightly. I'm going to add this sea salt, paprika and turmeric into that. So it's a bit moist. And yeah, I'm going to add the chili and the spring onions as well as the peppers as well, can all go in here. The peppers will add a bit of moisture as well. Like I said, you don't have to add water to this thing, cooking. So I'll just let that cook nicely. While we're waiting, cut the carrots. Again, carrots, not to peel them, just cut them lengthwise, like that. Okay. You can eat the carrots raw, or if you want to cook it slightly, you can as well, which was what I'm going to do. It's totally up to you. This dish, most of the vegetables can be eaten raw if you prefer, or slightly cooked. Okay. There you go. So that's the carrots done. Add them into the pot as well, the pan. There you go. I'll go in, give them a stir. Can you see all the lovely colors already? You've got the aubergine purple, the yellow and the red from the peppers, the orange from the carrots, green from the spring onions. What else do we have? We're left with the tomatoes and the prawns. The prawns as well, I'm just going to add it to the pot towards the end, just to heat it up slightly. However, if you prefer to eat cold prawns, that's fine, or room temperature prawns as well, that's fine as well. So let that be. Turn down the heat slightly. Okay, good. So now we're going to cut up the cherry tomatoes. You can use large tomatoes if you prefer, but cherry tomatoes is a bit nicer or easier to add to the wrap itself. So cut them into like quarters. You can. There you go. If you're using the larger tomatoes, I would recommend you cook it slightly. However, the cherry tomatoes, you can actually eat them raw. So even with the cherry tomatoes, you see I've actually, I think it's from the same pack. However, it's like different sizes. You can see one is a lot smaller than the other one. So it all depends on, you know, what you get and how many you need to use as well. Okay, so we're all done. What we're going to do is I'm going to add the prawns now. It's the heat. There you go. Add all the prawns.
So for the audience that are not in the studio and unable to smell what Chef Petrina is making, it smells absolutely delicious. It's so divine. And actually, you know, not only does it look wholesome when you are viewing it on the TV, but it smells wholesome too. The ingredients that Chef Petrina has used are fresh. I just can't wait to devour it. Chef, tell me a little bit about your choice of filling. If we wanted to alternate the prawn to something else, is that very easy to do?
Yes, by all means. If you wanted to use chicken, for example, or you know, if you want to go vegan, you can use tofu, or just have it with vegetables.
Okay.
Some cooked vegetables. That's why I've added the aubergine, because the aubergine needs to be cooked slightly, and it's one vegetable you can add, which I think a lot of people don't tend to eat a lot of aubergine. So this is a good way to actually introduce it to the meals itself.
Yeah, that's incredible. And also, I know you're making lettuce wraps, but I've seen this increasing trend of people making wraps using rice paper.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. I'm so intrigued.
Yeah, rice paper is used for what they call Vietnamese spring rolls. Mm-hmm. So you can actually, what you do is soak the rice paper in water, you just have to soak it for about maybe 30 seconds, a minute. And once it gets a bit soft, moist, you take it out. Be careful at that stage because it tends to break quite easily. So take it out. What I normally do is I get a very huge plate. Depends on the size of rice paper as well.
Yeah.
If you get a small one like this, then you can use a small plate. But
Yeah.
the ones I've used before is really huge. So if you have a large, plate or a large working space, you can actually use that as well. And just soak it for a few minutes, few seconds in room temperature water.
Yeah.
And then take it out. It'll be soft, and then you place it on a plate, and make sure you don't break it. And you can add all these cooked ingredients inside as well.
Okay, amazing. Sounds really good. And I can't wait to taste it. So what are we doing now? We're going to start
Okay,
creating the
so
wrap?
I've got this my own guacamole. Basically, it's just the avocado, which is slightly ripe avocado. So I didn't have to mash it. Basically, I just took it out from the skin itself, and it's come out like that. It's quite easy. This obviously is optional as well. You won't, if you eat in the shops, I doubt I've actually seen anyone do it like this, but this is my own recipe, as you know. I like to experiment and make it a lot healthier. Avocado is known as nature's butter. So you can see, instead of using the more fattening, unhealthy butter, you can actually use this as like a spread as well to make the wrap or your toast or whatever, or your bread, your sandwich, a bit more moist. So just spreading it out like that. You can add more or less depending on what you want. So that's that. I'm going to add a few tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, to each one. Probably a couple, depending on the size of the lettuce as well. Add 2 or 3. See, it's easily done. If you're preparing this at home, what you can do is just prepare all the ingredients, put it out separately, and whoever's ready to eat, they can basically make their own stuffing. So that's the cherry tomatoes. Then I'm going to add the hot little bit of carrot here, a bit of pepper. So it's good you're actually doing this individually so that you've got at least one or two of everything, or 2 or more of everything. So I put probably like 3 prawns in each wrap. And this is like an edible spoon basically, so saves a bit of washing up. And it's like a party food you can eat quite easily. This one goes here, a couple of prawns here, a bit of aubergine. Can you see how colorful the dish is already? There you go, the prawns. Got a bit. Okay, I think every wrap has got a bit of everything. If I've missed anything out, you can always add it later. So that's that. Oh, the cucumber. So cucumber. Get this off this. Okay, the cucumber will add to a bit of like nice cooling effect and a bit of moisture as well. Stop this pan. There you go, cucumber.
Amazing.
On each side.
Now that looks absolutely divine, and I know the viewers are probably wondering how to make this and all the ingredients that you need. Well, right now on the screen is your opportunity to take that snap. We are going to put the ingredients on the screen. As you can see, you need 30 king prawns, 3 tablespoons, extra virgin oil, of virgin olive oil, 3 shallots, 3 cloves of garlic, 1 red onion, 1 small red pepper, 1 small yellow pepper, 1 small carrot, 1 small red chilli, 1 small aubergine, 1 cucumber, 20 cherry tomatoes, 10 romaine lettuce leaves, 5 large avocados, obviously salt per taste, juice of 2 limes or lemons, handful of fresh mint leaves, coriander or parsley per wrap, and there it is. You can take that picture and create yourselves some delicious, divine, wholesome, healthy lettuce wraps.
Okay, so I've just cut the lime. You can use lemon if you prefer. Just gonna squeeze a bit onto each wrap. So you've got the, the savory, this bit of sweetness from the vegetables and a bit of the sourness as well. If you prefer not to have the lime, it's fine as well. However, lime is full of vitamin C, so I encourage you to have that. And that is basically the dish done.
Well,
I don't know whether are you coming over to taste it?
I want to come and taste it, but I can't right now.
Okay.
But I will do. I am fasting, so I'm going to refrain from it, but I'm going to take a couple home with me. Although I'm pretty sure as soon as the show ends, the crew is going to be in here like lightning to take a bite of those wraps. Now,